What's up, everyone? Welcome to part 2 of this week's What You're Missing. This may be brief, but I've got some stuff to talk about with WildStar, so bear with me. I played Destiny. I'm still going through the beta. I played a little bit of a Hunter, and I played and mostly watched a friend of mine play a Titan again. So he got a few levels under his belt. He's mostly an Xbox player and PC. Actually, he's mostly a PC gamer, but he's got an Xbox 360. So he's been playing Halo and yeah, so he's got some familiarity with the developer, so it was cool to watch him play. But what I want to talk to you about this week is WildStar. So I'm at the point, there's a really long and arduous attunement process that prepares your character or unlocks the raids for your character. And so first you gotta, reach max level, then you gotta get 150 gems together, which is like getting 150 mini levels done, and then you hand those in, you get a key, you go kill something that's very challenging. Not very challenging, but it was challenging. It took me a couple hours to figure out the fight and not get killed by other people in the process who are also trying to do the same thing. Then you got to maximize your rep with the exiles. That took 2 or 3 days to finish off, and then from there you got to pass all of the adventures, which are kind of like low-level dungeons. And by low level, they're like easier dungeons than the actual dungeons. So there's adventures and dungeons. So you have to pass all of the adventures on veteran, which is so they're all leveled up to level 50 at a silver difficulty or silver rating at the end or higher, right? So you get rated bronze, silver, or gold, and based on whether anybody died, how long it took you, did you get all the missions done, things like that. Each one has a different set of criteria, but so yeah. So I got through all the adventures. Now I'm ready for dungeons. And the dungeons have the same thing. You got to do each dungeon in there 4 on veteran and finish silver or greater. And this is very challenging. This is where most people, I think, are stuck. So I thought that I would go. I'm in this guild. There are a lot of people, I think 100 plus, and a large portion of them are 50. And they're very, I'm not sure what I think about the guild, honestly, because they're pretty hardcore to the point where I'm not comfortable queuing up for dungeons with them because I'm not, I guess, experienced enough, or I don't know enough, and I'm sure that they don't want me there, right? So previously, in other games that I've been in, I usually seek out a guild that is friendly and they're sort of welcoming with people who aren't perfect at everything. I'm not going to blow smoke up my ass, but MMOs are my genre. I know MMOs. I'm pretty damn good at them, and especially in dungeons and raiding scenarios. Like I've got, for those of you who've read Outliers, I've got my 10,000 hours plus logged in these kinds of environments doing these kinds of things. So when I say that I don't think I'm good enough, it's literally, it's just, there's a small learning curve that I need to go through to learn the actual dungeon. And each of the specific fights and the intricacies. And then on top of that, people do them differently sometimes. So the boss fights are very challenging. And so I was really reluctant to group with my guild mates, which I don't think is cool, which makes me want to find a new guild. But that aside, what I ended up doing was pugging it. And a pug is a pickup group where you just let the game queue you or put you in line to throw you in with random people from all over the various servers. And so it's much less organized. You're probably not going to get a silver or higher on these dungeons because no one knows each other, no one's working together on voice chat, and it's just a different setup. But I figured I would do pugs for these veteran dungeons, so I would learn the dungeon, and then once I knew them better, then I would group up with my guildies, get everything done, and move on with my life. So I just think that the game's been out like a month and a half, and I think it's really shitty that someone like me, with the experience that I have and the skills that I've got and all of the various equipment that is here before me that you can't see, that like control pads and gaming mice and all kinds of stuff that allows me to be as good as I am, that I'm not comfortable even considering going with my guildmates, who are the people that I should be most comfortable with. And when you get into these pugs, even though they're all random people, 9 times out of 10, you get 1 or 2 people who think that they're the shit and that they're perfect, and that if everybody doesn't listen to them, you're a dumbass, and even they don't give you any opportunity to learn. So that's really frustrating. I don't think that's specific to WildStar. It's a problem with a lot of games that are like this. I may sneeze here, so I apologize. Not something I can control, but I'm going to push through it. Yeah. All right. But yeah, it's something that I've been struggling with. And I guess if you play WildStar and you're on the Thunderfoot server and you have a more friendly guild, let me know. But until then, be a little more tolerant of people learning, right? Because they may learn fast, they may learn slow. But if you're in a pug, obviously, nobody's thinking that they're going to change the world with the run, right? They're just there to get some experience, maybe get a little bit of loot, and learn the dungeon. And if you shit all over them because they make a mistake or they can't jump up on a ledge that wasn't meant for people to jump up on in the first place, you know, yelling and screaming and calling names and being an overall douchebag doesn't do anyone any good. So knock that shit off, all right? That's bullshit. So I played WildStar. That's all I'm saying. I made some money. I joined a mining circle, so at my little housing plot, I've got a level 4 mining tier. My server has a mining ring. It's sort of a it's not a guild, it's a circle, they call them. And I'm neighbors with everyone in the circle. And the rule is that you have to have a certain add-on that allows for gathering and sharing of your resources. And then you can jump from people's houses to people's houses, mining the ore that's at their place. They get 50% of what you mine, you get the other 50%. And you can literally just spend your entire time like hopping from one person to the next, mining till your heart's content. So I made some money with that, and with that money I bought next month's subscription with in-game money. So that's pretty cool. I like that you're able to do that, and if I continue to be obsessive about mining, which I am in these games, since day one, and yesterday I talked a little bit about my compulsion with like exploring. Hey, it's okay. With my compulsion in exploring planets and like clearing maps and mining, that applies to all of these games. And so I always joked that I needed a bumper sticker that says I break for ore, because no matter where I'm going, if I'm running to meet people in a game or if I'm just traveling to a next quest objective, invariably if I see a mining node somewhere, I will drop what I'm doing, run over and mine it, and then go on with my life. Well, there's another mining node, drop what I'm doing. Yeah, so progress sometimes is slow because if no one else is mining, then there's just nodes all over the place. And what are you going to do? Somebody's got to mine it. Might as well be me. All right, well, that's all I got this week. So I hope you have a good Tuesday, and hit subscribe. Tell your friends. The site may be changing to accommodate the gaming focus in some way. There may be posts that are specific to gaming that are coming, and they'll be regimented, so it'll be like Mondays and Tuesdays and maybe Fridays. I don't know. We'll see. I'll set up a schedule so that you'll know if you're interested in gaming, you can tune in then. If you're not interested in gaming, it occurred to me that maybe I should have 2 separate websites. I don't know. It didn't occur to me. Somebody suggested it when I was trying to change stuff on the site, and they're like, why don't you just have 2 sites? And you'll have like schedules, and people, you'll post, and people go to one who are interested in one, and we'll see. But there's change coming, so look for it. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next week.